All right, everyone, welcome back to Max Street Garage, part 2 of the 1947 CJ2A wheel paint stripping, wire wheeling, priming, and painting. As you can see, it's not a very good day for painting or priming outside because the humidity is just a little too high. It's been spot raining on and off. So the part 2 that would have been today has to be later on. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you about what I did get accomplished. The Easy Off oven cleaner works wonders. The first time I put it on the wheel, I let it set for about 7 minutes. The second time I let it set for 5 minutes. The third time I let it set for about 30 minutes, which is probably what I should have done the first time, because the 30-minute time took a lot more paint off. Now, you could say, well, you already had the 2 layers off, and that works out very well. But let me show you why 30 minutes set time, even for the first application, is a good thing. Here is the driver's side rear wheel. I put another application of the Easy Off on it, let it set for 35 minutes like I did in the front, and about 80% of the black paint came off, and about another 60% of the orange paint come off. So I'm thinking, again, putting on the Easy Off, let it sit for about 30 minutes. As long as it's not in the direct sunlight and dries, you should be okay. Just keep an eye on it and don't let it dry. So this is good. That is bad. I was going to put new wheel studs on it anyway. New studs and new nuts, and because it's just a smart thing to do. So let's go take a look at the third wheel. All right, here's the third wheel. I can't get it straight on shot because the body's sitting right there, and I don't want to crawl up underneath of it. You can see that leaving the paint on this one for 30 minutes took off the other paint that was on top down to this OD green, which was probably one of the original colors for this rim. Luckily, I haven't found any more broken studs, so that's a good thing. Of course, I haven't taken these lug nuts off. But yes, I'm thinking that leaving that Easy Off oven cleaner on for 30 minutes is a good idea. I'm not quite sure, though, if it worked better because the wheel was wet, or because the wheel was dry, or because I'd already had 2 applications of the Easy Off. But I'm going to go with wet the wheel so the paint gets a little bit of moisture on it. Put the Easy Off on and then let it sit for 30 minutes, keeping an eye on it not to let it dry, because then it becomes another problem. So right now, that's going to be it for this episode of Max Street Garage. Sorry, part 2 got delayed, but again, the humidity is high enough that painting is not a good idea at this time. So take care of yourselves, be good to each other. I've got another project I'm working on, so stand by for that.